Okay, so we are going to go over week 6, day 3. It says find the sum, use the area model to help you. Okay, once again, you can take and divide this. Oh, hello, maybe. Oh, my pen's not working, sorry. Shows it is. There we go. Divide this up. Oh, sorry. Divide that up. Oh, hopefully you can divide or draw straighter lines than I can. Okay, so that each of them has 8. Well, I have 2 out of 8 shaded here. And then I have 3 more here. 1, 2, 3. So I have a total of 5 out of my 8 shaded. Okay, like we talked about before, could also go, what can I multiply 4 by to get 8? I can multiply it by 2. And that would give me 8 on the bottom. Or whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So that would give me 2. And then I have 2 plus 3, which is 5. So 1/4 plus 3/8 equals 5/8. All right. Number 2 says, what is the missing value of the quotient? Okay. Well, if I'm multiplying what this number that I don't know yet by 10 and my decimal point moved to the right, because if I multiplied it by 10, that means it moved to, moved to the right one place. Then what I started with, all I would have to do is move that decimal point back over to the left one place. Okay, so it would be 0.89 or 0 and 89 hundredths. Okay. Number 3 says write the value of the expression. Whew, they don't give me very much room to do that. So I'm going to use this 12 and 37 hundredths, and I'm going to add 3 and 4 hundredths, and I'm going to add, oh, I did that wrong, sorry. I'm going to add 3 and 4 hundredths and 6 tenths. Add those all together. 7 plus 4, so 11, carry my 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, carry my 1 again, that's 6, that's 1, and bring down my decimal point. So I have 16 and 1 hundredths as my answer. All right, number 4 says 30 is 1/10 of something. Okay, we talked about something being 10 times as much, which meant that yesterday we talked about that 70 is 10 times as much as 7, which meant I took 10 times 7. Well, now this means I'm taking 1/10 times something to get 300. Well, if I multiply 1/10 by a whole number, then my answer, which would be this 30, would mean that I'm moving my decimal point over to the left one place. So to do that, I would have had to start with 300. Okay, and 200 is 1/10 of, same thing, I'm moving it over one place to the left to get 200, which means I need to move it back one place to the right, which means I'm adding a 0, which makes it 2000. Okay, number 5, it says how many cubes were used to build the following solid figure? Well, if I have 1 sticking up, that means there's 1 has to be underneath it supporting it. Well, if I have 2 here and 3 here, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. Okay. Number 6 says a student chair costs $14.77. How much would 10 student chairs cost? Okay, we haven't talked about multiplying with a decimal, but it's no different than anything else. So if I take 14 and 77 cents times 10, well, all of those are going to be 0 for the first one. So I know I'm going to have a 0 at the end of my number, right? 7 times 7 is 0, or 7 times 1 times 7 is 7. 1, oop, I did not put that in the wrong spot, sorry. All of these are zeros. Do that so we don't confuse ourselves. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 4 is 4. And then 1 times 1 is 1. Oh, I did not move that over. See, even Mrs. Ballantyne makes mistakes. But I just got to go back and fix it, that's all. Should have put a 0 here to hold that. Sorry if that messed you up. Okay, I add those together. I'm going to write it up here because I'm running out of room there. So if I have 1, 4, 7, and 0. Well, when I'm writing in decimals, when I'm multiplying, I'm looking at how many places are after my decimal point. I have 2. So that means in my answer, I'm going to go over 2 places with my decimal point. And I'm talking about money. So 2 places after decimal point. Okay, so $147.70. Right, 7 says combine the following sentence using the subordinating conjunction. After, since, although, because, until, unless are our options. It says the baby wouldn't stop crying, blink, she was held. They are saying unless. I would say until she was held. Either one of those would work. Okay, B says Mike didn't go to school, blank, he had a fever. So Mike didn't go to school because, because, or I would say since he had a fever. Either one of those. Okay, write a sentence using one of the following. Okay, you could have written lots of different sentences, so I will check this one. Okay, so just make sure you have used capital letter, an N mark in your sentence, and use one of these words in there. Uneasy, disrespect, or mischief, and I will check those. Thanks, guys.